NIO just won in a hiring bout with its competitors, and they are both giants in their industry. This is just the start. The company just keeps on winning, and they're now moving to expand their markets even more. They even have plans in place to make their EVs more accessible to the market. But what am I even talking about? Well, let me explain. Disclaimer. NIO has seen expanding their company and their new sub-brand, Onvo, and with this, they've also ramped up their hiring activities. But here's what's exciting about this. NIO hired people from their biggest competitors. And we're not just talking about small companies. They took employees from Tesla and Li Auto. So how did they do this? On the first day of September, NIO made a bold move by opening 105 stores in 55 cities across China for its new sub-brand, Onvo. Most of these new Onvo stores were strategically placed right next to the parent brand's stores. And this is a really smart decision by the company. This allows NIO to cut down on operational costs, but they can still expand their presence in the market. By sharing resources and infrastructure with NIO, Onvo benefits from established processes and logistics, making its launch smoother and more efficient. Now here's what's exciting. A few hours before the official launch of Onvo's debut model, NIO's founder and CEO, William Li, met with Xia Qinghua. Xia is responsible for user operations and service for Onvo, making him a key player in the brand's development. During their meeting, Xia shared some insights into Onvo's operations team, and this is where things get crazy. He revealed that the team consists of 180 store managers across the current 120 stores. What's notable is that a significant number of these managers, 40%, previously worked at Tesla, bringing in a wealth of experience from a major competitor. In addition, 27% of the managers came from Li Auto, a well-known Chinese electric vehicle company. Basically, more than half of their staff are people who are already in the top of their field, specifically in the EV industry. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. The fact that Onvo has been able to attract talent from such top competitors speaks volumes about NIO's reputation. NIO's ability to recruit experienced professionals from Tesla and Li Auto shows its growing influence in the electric vehicle market. Tesla, in particular, is known for having a strong sales and service team, and bringing this expertise into Onvo is a strategic win for NIO. During the meeting, William Li commented on how Tesla has trained many excellent sales and service professionals. Xia echoed this by praising the talent they recruited, describing them as very, very good. This approach highlights how smart NIO is as a company. By opening Onvo stores next to existing NIO stores, they save on costs and tap into their existing operational strengths. At the same time, by hiring top talent from major competitors like Tesla and Li Auto, Onvo brings in experienced professionals who already know the industry inside out. This combination of strategic store locations and a skilled workforce is a clear sign that NIO is setting up Onvo for long-term success. And here's what's even more interesting. By positioning itself this way, NIO is not only saving money, but also increasing its competitive edge. The company's ability to attract talent from key rivals shows that people believe in NIO's vision and future. It also strengthens their brand image in the eyes of consumers, as they can expect top-quality service and sales experiences. NIO's strategy here is not just about launching a new brand. It's about building a solid foundation for sustained growth. And so far, it has been working amazingly for them. As a matter of fact, their sales numbers in the previous quarter and this coming quarter is so good. For NIO, the latest delivery numbers show positive growth. In August, NIO delivered more than 20,000 vehicles, marking the fourth consecutive month where deliveries exceeded the 20,000 mark compared to the same time last year. This was around a 4% increase from 19,000 vehicles. From January to August, NIO delivered a little over 128,000 vehicles. The steady increase reflects NIO's ability to meet demand and expand its market presence, especially as the electric vehicle market becomes more competitive. And this is just the start. In its second quarter earnings report, released on September 5th, NIO gave some promising guidance for the third quarter. The company expects to deliver between 61 to 63,000 vehicles during this period, representing a huge growth from the same period last year. Based on the deliveries in July and August, this means NIO expects September deliveries to be at max around 22,000 vehicles. It's so crazy how they're able to maintain this number for quite some time now. This steady growth is a good sign for NIO. It shows that the company is not only keeping up with demand, but is also positioning itself for future success. Even with slight fluctuations from month to month, NIO continues to grow annually. Meeting their third quarter guidance will further solidify their reputation as a leading player in the electric vehicle market. This consistent performance is key to their long-term success, as it shows they can sustain growth while navigating a competitive and evolving industry. But all this news might pale in comparison to what you're about to learn next. This is the most exciting update recently, and it has everything to do with the potential high fees on Chinese EVs entering the EU. So, what happened? The EU vote on imposing duties on Chinese electric vehicles, initially scheduled for September 25th, has been delayed. And this is a good window of opportunity for China and EV companies like NIO. 3 EU diplomats confirmed that the issue was removed from the agenda of the Trade Defense Instruments Committee meeting. The delay occurred because the European Commission has not yet shared the findings from its anti-subsidy investigation with EU governments. This is a necessary step before the vote can happen. The vote could now take place during the week of September 30th, but no date has been confirmed. And here's what's even more interesting. This postponement comes as important trade talks between China and the EU are about to begin. Chinese Commerce Minister Wang Wentao is meeting with EU Trade Chief Valdis Dombrovskis in Brussels to seek a compromise. The proposed duties, ranging from around 8 to 35%, are meant to offset the subsidies China provides to its electric vehicle makers. But here's what's really crazy. If no compromise is reached, China hopes to gather enough support from EU member countries to block the duties. For this to happen, China would need 15 countries representing 65% of the EU population to vote against the measure in the Trade Defense Instruments Committee. And they just might be able to achieve this. The committee, made up of civil servants from the 27 EU countries, regularly handles trade issues like anti-subsidy measures. Historically, the European Commission has never been defeated in such votes or appeals, making this an uphill battle for China. But if they do win, then NIO, among other Chinese EV brands, will have an easier time entering their market. The outcome of these talks and the delayed vote will have a significant impact on Chinese electric vehicle makers' ability to compete in the European market. If the duties are imposed, it could have long-lasting effects on trade relations between the EU and China. And this sentiment expands to the rest of the EU's market. In fact, China's Commerce Minister Wang Wentao expressed concern over the European Union's planned tariffs. They have issued a warning these tariffs will seriously interfere with trade and investment between China and the EU, particularly affecting Germany. And they might be right. Wang is also in Europe for discussions on the EU's anti-subsidy investigation into Chinese-made EVs ahead of a key vote on these tariffs. He hopes Germany will help encourage the EU to work with China to find a resolution. And if they do win on this vote, then it's going to coincide with NIO's growth in the region. NIO will be able to continue growing exponentially. This begins with their acquisition of a key factory in Europe. NIO is reportedly planning to acquire Audi's factory in Worcester, Belgium, as a strategic move to strengthen its presence in the European market. This factory currently produces the Q8 e-tron model, but global sales of the car have been disappointing for Audi. If the factory closes, nearly 3,000 employees could lose their jobs. NIO sees an opportunity to step in and take over the facility at a reasonable price. Doing so would allow NIO to begin mass production in Europe, which could be crucial to boosting its market share. By producing its vehicles locally, NIO would also avoid the impact of potential European tariffs on Chinese-made electric vehicles. So what do you think about this? Let us hear your thoughts in the comments. If you are curious to find more, then make sure to click on one of the videos you see on the screen. And with that, we come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed the video, please like this video, and don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section. This really helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Also, please share this video with as many people as possible. Let's get this news out there.